Hi, this is a video for Stockport Sling Library, and I'm going to do a front double hammock with a two-way stretchy. This is a great alternative carry with a stretchy wrap for a small newborn baby. Just before we start, I just want to show you my doll. So this is a newborn sized demo doll. It's really warm today, so I'm just going to do it with a baby with a nappy on. This is obviously a cloth nappy, but it's quite thin and similar to a disposable. But just to show you the positioning, this baby doesn't like to bend its legs very well, but it's quite likely that your newborn legs will be kind of up in this kind of position. And what we're going to do is support them in their natural shape, which will be roughly like this, quite likely with their arms as well up near their face. But I just wanted to show you the position of what it's going to look like, because the baby's legs don't stay up very well. Okay, so I'm going to be using a Callan Blue wrap. This is a really nice thin wrap, and this particular one is the shorty version. Okay, so as with all stretchies, we're going to start with the middle marker, which is denoted with a little label, and we're going to pop it on like so. Okay, so just stretch your material out, pop that across your chest, and then we're going to cross it over and bring it up over each shoulder. So you can do it one at a time, like so. Just gather it up over onto your shoulder, and then the other one, like so, up and round onto that side. Okay, so you now have a pouch going across the middle. Just push that down and out of the way, but you don't need that for the moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to gather both of the sections, and we're going to pop it down this central pouch, so just down through the middle there. Okay, now what we need to do is make sure that the wrap is nice and tight. So I'm going to grab hold of two bits and pull. You can see how much slack came out there, and then push downwards. Okay, so we want to make sure that this is going to be really nice and tight to support the baby in their natural position and protecting their airways at all time. So we like to say bandage tight, swimming costume tight. That's how tight it should actually feel. And lots of parents worry that it's going to be too tight and squash the baby, but it's really important to protect their airway by keeping them supported in that upright position. Okay, so I feel like that's about as tight as I need it. Okay, I'm going to cross it over, and I'm going to tie it behind the back. Okay, and then come back to the middle. Okay, so I'm now ready to start putting baby in. Now you'll see that I've got an outside cross and an inside cross. I'm going to just spread that out on my shoulder a little bit. And what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to put my hand inside the outside cross and just take it off my shoulder. So I'm just going to be working with that inside cross for the time being. Okay, so pick baby up and pop them against your shoulder. Okay, make sure that their arms are both up. Now again, this doll doesn't like to keep its arms up, but your baby will, I'm sure, keep their arms up. Okay, so just support them gently underneath their bottom. You may need to wait here for a few seconds just to settle baby. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use this hand, and you're going to go inside this cross, stretch it out, gather both their feet, and just slide them down inside. Now what should happen is that the material will go right underneath their bottom and into their knees. So it will be like a seated position underneath their knees. Okay, bring them down kind of onto your chest centrally, and just keep a hand on there whilst you're doing this. Then all you're going to do is get that material and spread it across the baby's back. Okay, now don't be afraid to just spread that material right out, and it will go up and underneath the baby's bottom and into each knee at the side. Okay, now we can spread this material down and just fold it back up again. And we'll look at that again in a second. Then you're going to find your cross that you slid off your shoulder, which should be here. It's going to go both legs, and then just slide your hand back inside and up over your shoulder. So you'll see already that the material just naturally spreads itself across the baby's back. Okay. Okay, so you can see now that I've got the material. Just pull that down and pop it back up, slide it back up there. The material is now going hammocking underneath the baby's bottom on both sides. They should naturally bend their knees in this upright position and go across from each knee to each knee. Okay, now I'll fix this in a second, but I'm just going to go ahead and find the third layer to pull over. So where your crosses come down here, you're going to get hold of that cross and follow it downwards, and you'll find that it's here underneath the baby's legs. So go ahead and pop underneath and underneath, and then spread up. Now you should more or less find that the marker is in the middle. Mine's shifted over a tiny bit, but you more or less find that they end up being in the middle. Make sure that goes right underneath the baby's bottom, and it supports that as an extra layer. Okay, so both baby's hands should be up. Just find my other baby's arm there. Okay, now as you can see, this material's gone a little bit over their face, and I don't want them to have that. So in order to fix that, what I'm going to do is going to pull this down, slide my hand inside under where my shoulder is, grab hold of that inside edge, and then just flip it. So I'm basically pulling the inside edge out and the outside edge in, if that makes sense. And what you'll see there is it completely clears the baby's face away from the material. Their arm should be up there, and then you can pop that back up again. Now you can do this on both sides, because what tends to happen is baby will get nice and settled there, you'll clear that whereas, and then they'll turn their head round, and you'll be the same on this side. So if you wish, you can do it on both sides. So slide your hand in, grab hold of that inner edge, and flip. It's very stretchy, this material, so it's quite easy to do. That little arm back up there. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that material's still spread. So you want it still spread across here and up to the nape of the neck. So now baby's nice and comfortable and snug. If you feel that this is trapping your arm a little bit, you can always fold it back up. Just give it a good stretch down. You can always fold it back up if you wish, just to make sure that it's not trapping your arm. Okay, there we go. So we want the material to come up to at least the nape of the neck there. Now if the baby has got a nice pelvic tilted position towards you, and I'll just flip this bottom bit just to show you what I mean by that. So if you put your hands around the baby's hips and just tilt them that way towards you, so it's a motion like this and tilting, this and tilting, and the pelvis should come up. What happens is their bottom will drop lower, their knees will come up, and they'll be in a deeper seating position. Okay, so just put that back down underneath there. And that's basically, I'll step back a tiny bit. Like I said, this baby's legs just will not stay up, but it's much more likely your baby's legs will be there. We like the material to be just under their bottom and not have their legs really tucked in. Their legs can just stay out. So that's what it looks like on that side. Just a few safety checks. So again, just to make sure the material's nice and smooth on baby's back, that there's nothing covering their face, that their hands are up by their face and their head, that you can get a good two fingers gap underneath their chin. If the pelvis is tilted forward, they should naturally just fall with their head onto your chest, and they sometimes tend to tip their head backwards, which is great because you can then really see underneath there. Close enough to kiss. Another good test to know whether it's tight enough is if you lean forwards, the baby should basically stick to your chest. If the baby swings away for you, or you feel like there's a big gap in between you and the baby, then it's not tight enough, and I would recommend taking it off, popping it on and tightening it up again. Just have a little feel around the back. If you feel like you need to make anything smoother, you can spread things out if you feel like you need to. But again, you don't need to, it's fine. If it feels comfortable, it's all great. And that is a front double hammock with a two-way stretchy. You can leave baby in this position as long as you like, obviously with it's warm like this, just making sure there's regular breaks for feeding if you need to. And like I said, it can just be a nappy with the wrap. The wrap counts as 3 extra layers, so just bear that in mind in terms of heat when you are wearing the baby. In order to get the baby out, all we do is reverse the steps. So you just push the pocket down, take the leg out, there lands it there, and then you can just slide the material away that way, and then you can just lift baby out like so. Okay, quick show on how to, if you did want to feed with this on, very similar, exactly the same as you would when you're using it for any other front cross wrap. Take baby out, move both crosses to one side, pick baby back up, slide baby's legs inside both the crosses like so, so it's just behind their knees. Now you can use the inner to pull the material, and hopefully baby will be in a good position, and you can use that material to support there, and you can also use the second layer if you wish. This is quite good when you're out and about as well, because you can use the material to kind of shield you a little bit if you want to. Just make sure there's no material across the back of baby's head, and that both their arms hopefully should be around the breast, making sure that you're not restricting the back of the head in any way with a finger or the back of your head or this. Just making sure that there's space for baby to tip the head back. So get into a good position first, obviously make sure you're accessible, otherwise baby might get a bit stressed, and then you can bring this arm round, and then you would be hands free on one hand. You need to keep one hand supporting, but you can move around like that, so it can be really useful. Once baby's finished, you take them back out of this position, and then you would reinsert back into their position. So you'd start again, take your arm off and slide baby in again. Okay, that's I think about it for this. So if you've got any questions, just message Stockport Sling Library and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you, bye bye.